Hi, this is Java tutorial for a random number generator. So let me show you guys how this works. I have 3 buttons in there. I can always reset. I can refill the random numbers. Look at that. Okay, the random number generated is then added onto this very list box. And I also have an exit button. I can say no, or I can click on yes, but I won't say yes now. One other thing I would like you guys to take note of are the buttons. The buttons are rounded. So in this tutorial, what we're going to be learning, we include how to use a for loop to generate random numbers into a list box or JList, and generate random numbers, and also create a run buttons. So let's go into Java NetBeans now, and we have a go at a new tutorial of random number generator. So let's do that now, guys. And welcome back to Java NetBeans. So I'm going to start by clicking on new project, and right there make sure Java is selected. Click on next. So I'm going to give that name. Let's just call it Java underscore random number. There. I will check the create main class. Let me just copy that. Click on finish. There. And right there, let's look for the Java NetBeans random number generator right here. There we go. So right click on that, and let's go to new, select Java frame form, and right there I'm gonna give it a name, call it Java NetBeans random number generators, and the package name is random number generator. Okay, let's put that as, okay, that's it, random number, that's it. Click on finish. Now we have the frame. So the next thing I'll do now is, let's select the property of that very frame and come to code. Right there inside the code, I'm going to change that to 1380 by, let's go for maybe 800, and there. I'm just going to copy that, and right here you see center, let's make that generate center. Let's check on that. Let's come to the property, and we go to the preferred size right here, and let's change that to 1004. Okay, then that's fine. 1400 by 800, that is fine there. And the next thing is, let's come to the tools right here, and we need 3 buttons. 3 buttons, 1 JList. The JList right there. Right click on the JList, select the property, and go straight into where we have mode. Click on the button right there and delete all of these off. Click on OK. There, that is gone. The next thing we want is a label. We want a label up there, and we want our 3 buttons, 1, 2, and 3 there. Now the next thing I want to do is to start modifying those buttons. So let's select that very button, and right there look for wherever that is, and let's just call it fill list. And the next one, you can always right click and change the text, reset. And finally this very one, I'm going to change that to exit. Right. Now up there, let's change that to random number generator. Random number generator. Right there. Okay, let's give this list box the name, so we call that number, or maybe numbers, that's fine. And this I'm going to call it fill, J fill. followed by J reset, and finally I'm gonna call that very one J exit. There, all done. Move this up and let's change the font size of all of this component. This very one, let's change that to approximately maybe 96. There, 96 bold. There. Okay, and the other, these very ones, let's change this one to 48 bold, and this very one will be 96 as well. 96 bold. 96 bold. There. Okay, so let's move this up. Let's see. Right. So I'm just going to speed up the whole process, just make it, design it the way I want. You can always do your own thing. And just drag this along right there. That's how I want it. Okay, let's speed that up, guys. Let's speed it up. Okay guys, I've finished modifying the interface. This is how it looks like now. So if I run it, let's run it and you see how it all looks. That's how it looks, and nothing is happening right now, absolutely nothing. So let's add 1 or 2 lines of codes. Okay guys, let's start with the coding, but the first thing I like to do is, let me come straight into the source code here and import as follows, right underneath here. I'm going to import java.utility.random. There. It's just dots random. I don't want that. Now the next thing I'd like to import is, I'm going to import java.swing.default right there. Okay, this one is going to be for the random and this one is going to be for my list box. Okay, so what else do I need? I think I might as well just add in here, let's say private jframe, and I'm just going to call that frame. There, that will be used for my exits. Alright, that's the right spelling. Okay, I have to import that as well. Click and import. There is imported. Okay, right here let me add an object as well. Okay, and let's import the library for that. Yeah. Okay, so that is fine. I think I should also, might as well just declare a variable there. Okay, let's get a public static variable here. So that would be for my array. That's how many times my, no, it's not an array, that's how many times the for loop will go around the system. Or this how many times the system will go around the loop. Okay, so the next thing, let's import something else here. Since we are going to import the following, so I'll be using this for my message box, this to convert the button to a rounded button, just these two. So I think I'm ready to start with the program. So the first thing I'd like to do is, let me use this very one to take care of the exit, this very one right there. So go back in here, right click on the exit it and select action perform. Let's try that again. Right click, event action perform, and right in here let's get rid of this. We don't need that. So we're just going to enter as follows: frame equals new J frame, and the name I want to need is going to be exit. Right, make sure you enter your preset, change this to lowercase r. That's fine. Now the next thing is use an if statement. If J option plain, speed that up. Right, those are the lines of code that I will use for exit. Let me run it and you guys see what will happen. Run. When I click on my exit, there we go. No exit. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is let me be able to generate a random number. So right click and select event action perform. Let's try that again. Right there, get rid of that. There we go. And right here, let's declare this following variables. So I'm going to say I, and let's declare another one. I'll call this random number, enter a semicolon, and the next thing is let me create an object random. That's the name for my objects, new random. There. Okay, now that we have the name for our object random, we should enter open and close parentheses there. So let's say for I equals 0, enter column. You must always enter column for. Then I less than and equals to list size. Remember the list size that I declared earlier, right up here, right there. That's it, my constant. Okay, this is how constant is declared in Java. Okay, come right down, and here I can then say I plus plus, because it is a loop. I want it to loop. Right, let's enter curly braces. Now in here, let's say random number, this very number there, the variable I call random number. I've just copied that, paste it right in here, equals new ran dot next int, right there, and inside the next integer itself I'm going to enter 1000 and say plus 1. Okay, or I can even enter the list there. No, let's enter 1000 plus 1. And the next thing we want to do is, let's say fill dot add element. Okay, if you are looking for what I call fill, that is it right there. Alright, so that's the object created right up there. Dot add element, and the element I want to add is random alone. Then enter a column there. Then my list box itself, I call that ILS numbers dot sets mode, right there, and what I'm setting in there is the fill. Okay, that's all there is to it. So let me compile and give it a try. So let's run it now. Run, and right there, okay, there we go, guys. Look at that. Those are my random numbers generated between 1 and 1000. I can always, oh, the reset is not working yet. Let's exit and reset that. And that seems to be too large. Let's change that to something readable so that you guys can see a true picture of the numbers generated. Okay, now resets. To reset this, right click on that, go to event, action, perform, and right in here, the first place, fill dot clear. You must clear fill before we can then clear LST numbers dot set mode fill, because once fill is cleared anyway, fill is then set to the list box. That means the list box will be empty as well. So let's compile, run it. For your information, I've changed the size of the content on the list box, so when we run it, this is what we get right there. Okay, reset there. Alright, now one last thing. Let me show you guys how to create a round button. You see, you come right here wherever you have your project. Now let's look for the libraries. Right click on the libraries, go to add jar folder, and what you need is this very object there. It's called JTattoo. You can always download JTattoo. Okay, I have a tutorial on how to download JTattoo on YouTube, so you guys can always have a good look at that. And the tutorial is known as how to create round buttons. And right in here, open up the library, you will see how to download JTattoo. Okay, if you want to convert your button to round, you don't have to do that, but it's just an add-on onto this tutorial. Okay, the next thing is we now want to go straight inside the code. Okay, and right here, you make sure you scroll down to where we have the main public static void main. Okay, and right underneath here, look at it, look and feel setting code. Right in there, you must enter the following lines of codes. Look at it, just this very line, one single line of code. That's it right there. Have a good look at it. Okay, now we have an error. That's no problem. Okay, but earlier on we actually imported the following library. That's it right there. Okay, back down here. Now to get rid of that error, click on the light bulb there. We must select one. We need to add one, this very one. Class not found exception, class initiation exception, instantiation exception, sorry, illegal access exception, and unsupported look and find exception. We need all of those. So the first one, click on that, you see it is been added there. Okay, minimize this. We still have the error. We need 3 more. Insert the other one. That's 2, 1, 2 to go. Click, insert. That's the third one. 1, 2, and 3. That's the third one. Illegal assets exception. Now click in there, and finally the last one, supports unsupported look and feel exception. That is it. That's it, all done. Okay, minimize that. If I now compile and run my program, this is how the buttons will look like. There we go, guys. All the buttons are now rendered. Okay, so as you can see in this tutorial, you guys now know how to generate your own random numbers using a for loop, create a random button, reset, and even exit. Okay, so I presume you guys will have a go at it, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So you have a nice day, and please do subscribe. Bye for now.